Understanding non-restrictive relative clauses in English. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our series on English language learning. Today, we're going to focus on a fundamental concept in English grammar: non-restrictive relative clauses. This topic may sound a bit complex, but don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand what they are, how they function, and how to use them in your English writing and conversation. Before we dive into non-restrictive relative clauses, let's take a moment to recall what relative clauses are. They are types of dependent clauses that give us more information about a person or a thing, also known as the antecedent. We typically use relative pronouns like who, which, or that to start these clauses. For instance, in the sentence, "The dog that is barking is mine," the phrase, "that is barking," is a relative clause giving us extra information about the dog. Now let's move on to non-restrictive relative clauses. These are relative clauses that provide additional, but not essential, information about the noun, or pronoun, they modify. This information can be removed from the sentence without changing the overall meaning. We set off non-restrictive clauses with commas or, in speech, pauses. For example, consider the sentence, "My brother, who lives in Paris, is a chef." The phrase, "who lives in Paris," is a non-restrictive relative clause. It gives additional information about my brother, but it's not essential to know that he lives in Paris to understand the main point, which is that he is a chef. It's crucial to understand how to punctuate non-restrictive relative clauses correctly. As we've mentioned, we set off these clauses with commas. Remember, the information provided in these clauses isn't essential to understand the sentence, so think of these commas as giving the reader a little break before they move on to the primary information. Let's take another example. This book, which was published last year, is a bestseller. The clause, "which was published last year," is separated by commas because it's extra information, not vital to understanding the main point, that the book is a bestseller. When we create non-restrictive clauses, we usually use who for people, which for things, and whose for possession. We don't typically use that for non-restrictive clauses. So, remember, in formal writing, that is often considered inappropriate for non-restrictive clauses. And there you have it, folks. You've now learned what non-restrictive relative clauses are, how they work, and how to punctuate them correctly. Remember, these types of clauses offer additional, but not essential, information. Always set them apart with commas and choose the correct relative pronoun to start them off. Keep practicing and you'll master them in no time. Until next time, happy learning!